deeply all of our ability to and move through and work, and we are kind of a testament to one, to the higher power. So I'm gonna kind of explain it again. Everything is going from a microscopic to a macroscopic or backwards or whatever, but this fulfillment, it's talking about it as we're just little specks in this big thing, but with very little we feel a tremendous difference, and we become a different entity moving through this energy, and with this energy and within ourselves, we'll really realize that it's creare diem. We create the day. We're gonna open our eyes, how we're gonna breathe before we open our eyes, how we're going to envision the conversations that are in front of us before we have them. Envision our best selves coming out in every situation. Envision our greatest accomplishments being accomplished that day. Like, our priority for the day is to connect, to reach, to communicate, and without any judgment or fear of being judged, without just going with that inner self, knowing this blissful place, just one to the higher power, staying right with that. If you look at mathematics and all of the formulas and all of the a lot of math is a revelation. It's been revealed by what we stumble over, right? So as we consciously see it, it works out, and we write it down. But because we're using the same instruments and we're assuming these same precepts, that as long as you start with this and this, and we take this in consideration, then, and we can spell it out to an nth degree, all the way, billions of miles, billions of years, we can also do it in reverse. But all of these are going on a certain set of beginning beginning keys. And because this is a moving force, it's wonderful and it's magical, and it reveals our ability to take and to actually create the material world that we've created. All of this is a part of our gift, and revealing it is us understanding these numbers and how they play together. So without going into all that, one to the higher power is like any number. It doesn't matter, it's always one. So 1 to 1 is 1, 1 to whatever number is 1, 1 to whatever is 1, 1 is 1 is 1. I think making it clear is something I can do, and I'm happy to do, and I believe it's a gift for everybody. I really believe seeing things through this lens that I'm trying to express. This platform, I think, is an easy space to actually get off and discover our true way, without being pushed or prodded, without being sold any bag of goods, without being sucker punched, without being duped, without being fed a line. So one to the higher power is something that we see to believe, and as we believe it, we see it, and as we believe it, we see it, and we see it, and we see it, and then we believe, and we believe it, and it just grows to something phenomenal, because we literally change our state of being as we come together with these elements. So it's kind of like we have all of this stuff that we can work with. So all of this stuff, the entire universe, is ours to choose from, and we're gonna choose the most golden pieces that serve all, and we're gonna build with those thoughts, those ideals, those precepts. We're building from our core. We're using everything that we have, and some pieces we're not touching because they don't serve. Now, as we're coming together, each of us are using our gifts. So if our gift is manner, it doesn't matter. As we give our gifts, we just graciously are giving them in the direction that we know is right. We're doing our thing. We're fighting battles that we're winning, and we're feeling the win. We're speaking our minds about subjects, and we're winning. We actually feel our oneness. We feel our greater in empowerment. We feel, because it grows from within us. So as one to the higher power, we grow, we see it in many different ways. So we're going to see it physically in the outside man-made creation. So as we come together, this platform, we will create solutions that are very visible, access tools and tips on just how to empower ourselves with greater and greater ease. Just stuff for stretches and meditation, ways of handling a situation, or how to contact someone in your community for this, or where to get place. That's, we're not selling anything, we're just sharing honestly our best tools in the moment, in the present. So I just see our one to the higher power happening in little pops as we each open up and seek inside. We become somebody that is a greater influence, and we become someone to look up to, someone to admire, someone to join forces with, someone greater. We become greater. So we experience our higher power in that way, but by also experiencing the higher power in each of us. So it's us joining different groups, but we can feel that one to the higher power, the energy we can feel when we walk into a room of, a group that are all praying for a certain thing, or all chanting for another thing, or all clapping or admiring or singing, but when we come together and our energy is focused on something greater, on greater experience, we can feel it. So that we can feel, but now imagine bottling that. Imagine being able to harness that, feeling every day as you wake up what I'm contributing right now has the influence that I'm so excited to share, that it's like, today I'm going on stage, and today I'm going on stage, and today I'm going on stage, and today I'm going on stage. Every day is like, I have that much of a chance to share my gifts. For somebody else, it's, today I get to paint my favorite painting. Today I get to sing my heart's desire. Today I get to write my story. So it's waking up with that. And when we're able to come together with a sense of knowing that we are our higher power, and when we come together, we become more powerful. It is our divine ability. It's a gift we've been given, and it's our right, and we can let go and be peaceful, be blissful. We can let go, and we can rejoice. We can celebrate. We can come together. We can create all these solutions, create a place where every day I want to wake up and even once I want to go out and live my life with all this excitement, knowing this and knowing that, as we dive into our human reality and
Right.
and interact with the world, sometimes so we're able to pop back in this place and share our gifts again, whether that be teaching or writing or sharing our gifts. So this one of the higher power in mathematics, it's something that is a phenomenon that this is all we see. And we also see that all of our energy at the end, it all comes together and it becomes a one positive number. That's it. We are one to the higher power when we all are together. That's what we become. It's what we are. So even though we have this illusion that we are all these other things, and we're holding on to all these other thoughts and all these stories that, they're all interpretations, but we are one. positive, one to a higher power. That's what we all are. And it's just literally in real time enjoying life and us speaking these conversations and sharing to a greater degree in trust and acceptance. And we actually see our power. We change states. Like, how did the pyramids become created? There were a whole lot less thoughts. There were a whole lot more beings that existed when we go through our timeline of thoughts. At different times, there are gods and goddesses and all these forces and like so whatever our beliefs are, it's because we can take all of this and it becomes our energy, but it all has to work. It all does work together and we become different states. We have greater and greater powers. So in business, the way I see our website, what we haven't talked about is how we monetize this, but it is for a greater purpose. So all I see is that I know when we actually take thought and put it into form, that is a gift that we have that I have to fulfill. So I knew we had to come up with a website, the app, some way to get it from this thought that's been streaming in to be able to communicate and open up these gateways. You have to have such an open space for these ideas. You have to have a great insight and a great ability to be present and in the moment and to take these thoughts and for you to take and put them into form. And all of our gifts are great, but there's other pieces to this. And like a big piece is that all of us, the self-help, the world, the influencers, the comedians, all of us that share and communicate and use this type of medium, it benefits us to speak in this manner and communicate in this way. It helps us to make fun of us, but in a playful way, in an empowering way, to use words that we want to use until we don't need any words, that a hug, that a handshake, that a hi is all we need. We have understanding. We can just live peacefully. We don't need to display and provide a place for all of us to speak and communicate at a much quicker rate and utilize the tools that we have and utilize all of the quicker we're able to amplify the message and speak in all these different frequencies as frequently as possible. All of our gifts are great, but there's other pieces to this. And like a big piece is that all of us, the self-help, the world, the influencers, the comedians, all of us that share and communicate and use this type of medium, it benefits us to speak in this manner and communicate in this way. It helps us to make fun of us, but in a playful way, in an empowering way, to use words that we use until we don't need any words, that a hug, that a handshake, that a hi is all we need. We have understanding. We can just live peacefully. We don't need to display anything. So I see provide a place for all of us to speak and communicate at a much quicker rate and utilize the tools that we have and utilize able to amplify the message and speak in all these different frequencies as frequently as possible. Once the higher power, as we feel it, you not only feel that you're going in this joyful direction, but you feel the power of we. So I can, I am, I do, I will, I see, I'm building, I'm creating, when you can see all of that, you're in control and it's great. But when you're able to say we are with the same fullness, not Yeah, it's because I can, because I'm part of it a little bit, but when you're completely aligned and when we're fully, I don't know exactly where this lands, but I know it's in a we direction and we are figuring it out and we are coming up with a plan where we can fund this kind of conversation and fund connection with people all over the world, fund the ability to let go of the past with tools that allow us to stay in the present and automate ourselves to be joyous. And I know we can. It's just creating the language and creating the space to do that. So that we can is that feeling that you feel when you walk into a pep rally or a big thing where everybody's chanting, but it feels great. But then it gets even greater when you feel it inside and when it really hits you and like it almost brings you to tears. But to have that be what our day is made up every day. I want that so bad. I want that to be today. I want to have the ability to have people electrified by